Building up your stockpile of canned foods is essential at this time, but when you buy them from Walmart, it's also important to think about their quality and value. After all, you want to make sure you've got both tasty and satisfying options on hand in case of emergencies. Walmart is a popular choice for stocking up, but not all canned products there might meet your taste and satisfaction standards. So you better be a bit choosy, because not all canned foods are worth your taste buds and health. To make it easier, I've gone through some trial and error for a few items myself. Based on feedback and reviews, I've compiled a list of 12 canned foods from Walmart that might not be as impressive as you'd hope. Let's take a closer look at them. First up, we have Old El Paso traditional refried beans. Beans are a kitchen essential, but not all beans are created equal. You might recognize Old El Paso, but their traditional refried beans might leave you a bit disappointed. They sound simple. Cooked pinto beans, a touch of chili pepper, a pinch of salt, and a few other things. But if you're hoping for that creamy, savory goodness, you might be in for a surprise. Some Walmart shoppers have noticed that these beans have a watery consistency that doesn't scream taco night. One customer even detected a weird chemical smell. It's like they tried to reinvent the wheel, but they got a tricycle instead. Next, let's talk about Progresso's traditional broccoli cheese soup. Remember how much you hated broccoli when you were a kid? Some of us have grown to love this powerhouse veggie and probably enjoyed the comforting taste of broccoli cheese soup. But if you're eyeing Progresso's version, you might want to think twice. Reviews on Walmart's website suggest it's more watery than broccolicious and lacks that desired cheese flavor. Progresso may have missed the mark with this one, but they do offer other yummy soups. Check out their selection and find one that suits your taste. Now let's dive into Campbell's chunky soup. When you think of good soups, you can't help but picture the iconic red and white Campbell's can that contains baked potato with steak and cheese. They've been a kitchen staple for over 150 years, offering everything from chicken noodles to tomato soup. But with so many options, there are bound to be a few misses. Sure, some people claim to like it. It has a 4.1 out of 5-star rating on Walmart's website. But don't be fooled by the numbers. It's one of the lowest rated canned items in the catalog. Many customers gripe about the lack of steak and mention an unpleasant smell. We all love a good steak and baked potatoes, but this canned soup just doesn't hit the mark for us. Number 4, we've got the Delonte fruit cocktail in heavy syrup. I'd say you might want to skip this one if you're looking for canned pumpkin pie mix or shelf-staple fruits. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite deliver the cold, colorful cocktail experience you might be hoping for. It's got a mix of cherries, pineapples, peaches, grapes, and pears all swimming in heavy syrup. Even though it's free from preservatives, it doesn't do so hot in taste tests. Many folks have run into problems like dented cans and too many stem in the mix. While it's not terrible taste-wise, the hassle might not make it worth your while. You might want to explore some better fruit mix options or even think about making your own. Next in line is Libbys 100% pure canned pumpkin. It's a popular choice for pumpkin pie, but before you jump on board, take a closer look. It's got a lukewarm reception. With a 3.8 rating on Walmart, some folks have pointed out issues with grittiness, which isn't exactly what you're aiming for when you're going for that smooth, velvety pie. Over 100 customers have voiced their dissatisfaction, so if you're after creating memorable holiday treats, a gritty pie might not be the lasting memory you're hoping for. Now let's talk about Dinty Moore beef stew. Who doesn't crave a good beef stew on a chilly day? But here's the thing, Dinty Moore might not be your top pick. Packs a punch in the salt department and might find yourself hunting for the beef in there. Some say the recipe has taken a turn for the worse, with one review even comparing it to dog food. So you might want to consider whipping up your stew instead. Number 7, Sweet Sue Chicken and Dumplings. Chicken and dumplings are the ultimate comfort food, and we couldn't resist trying out Sweet Sue's version. This bright blue can claimed to be America's favorite, but we might have to beg to differ. With a 3.4 out of 5-star rating, it doesn't seem to be flying off the shelves. According to Walmart's website review, some folks think the broth is a bit watery and lacks seasoning. One customer even went as far as to call it the worst dumpling I ever had. It was more than like soup. There are plenty of great comfort foods that come in can, but this one doesn't quite cut it. Number 8, we're talking about those great value pear halves. Pears are those sweet, juicy bites that are just perfect for desserts, salads, or a quick snack. They're packed with good stuff like vitamin A, niacin, and folate, which do wonders for your skin, energy levels, and all that jazz. But hold on, before you go rushing to Walmart for their great value pear halves in a can, you might want to think twice. People have some interesting things to say about them. These pears swimming in heavy syrup look more like raw chicken. They can be as tough as nails. Some folks say they're as hard as rocks. So if you're craving canned pears, you might want to check out the sliced ones from Delonte instead. Now, number 9, it's all about those great value French-style green beans. How can you miss the turkey and stuffing, especially if it's the time of Thanksgiving, right? Well, if you're thinking of grabbing a can of great value green beans from Walmart, you might want to rethink that. First of all, the label is so off-putting that it might just scare you away. And when you open the can, you're in for a surprise. These green beans are paler than your typical fresh ones, and to make matters worse, there's no added salt. That means they lack that classic green bean flavor. So if you're looking for some great green beans, you might want to skip these. Let's talk about number 10, the Progresso green split pea soup with bacon. Soup's like a warm hug on a cold day. Split pea soup's like a cozy blanket in a bowl. But here's the catch. The Progresso version with bacon doesn't quite live up to expectations. You're promised a rich, bacony experience, but it's more like searching for Waldo in a sea of pea soup. The bacon bits are playing hide and seek in there. Reviews are echoing the same sentiment. Where's the bacon? So, if you're in the mood for some bacon-infused split pea goodness, you might be better off making it from scratch. Let's move on to number 11, Progresso Light Beef Pot Roast Soup. Pot roast is a classic. No one would deny it, but when it comes in a can, you might want to be a little cautious. Enter Progresso Light Beef Pot Roast Soup, promising beefy goodness with a light touch. However, some folks out there feel like they're playing hide and seek with the beef. Few reviewers think this soup's trying too hard to be light and, in the process, missing the mark on what soup should be. Last but not least, number 12, Great Value Chili with Beans. So when you see great value in a product, you naturally expect quality without breaking the bank. Walmart's budget line includes Great Value Chili with Beans. However, while the price tag may seem attractive, the taste is where it falls short. This chili cranks up the spice level, and some folks find it a bit too heavy on the beans compared to the beef. While it's not all bad, quite a few people are less than impressed. One reviewer went as far as calling it the worst canned chili ever, complaining about its blandness and the quality of the meat. So, if you're on the hunt for a tasty canned chili, you might want to steer clear of this one. So, have you had a similar experiences? What are your go-to canned food brands? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and remember, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more informative content. Thanks for watching.